Good morning, everybody. So this morning we are out in the yard and we're going to be doing our butchering today. Today is freezer camp day for all of our birds, and so I've been getting things ready, but I have a little hiccup. I had a little accident the other day. I'm going to show you. Look at this. Yeah. Not to mention, this foot also has one. Yeah, too bad ankles. Not cool. I'm that good. Just that good. I've got my little scooter bike over here that I'm going to be using. Although it's not an all-terrain vehicle, so I'll probably be using a walker and be sitting for most of the time. But I've gotten a basket ready for us to take outside. It has all of our supplies. I've got the bags, the shrink bags for the chickens. I've got a nice fillet knife. I've got 2 pairs of these kitchen shears. I've got 3 paring knives that we'll need. And of course I got to get a roll of paper towels to put in here. I'm going to do that next. But this is just more of those shrink bags and the ties for them. So now that I have all that together, we'll head outside, or I'll hobble outside. So Rob is off to go pick up some of the birds, and he's bringing them back over here to me. So I need to hobble over to the area that he's set up over there. Okay. Hi, so we're out here back behind the house, and we've got it all set up. We have our butchering cone over here. Show you that. Here's our butchering cone. Then we have over here, this is the it takes all the feathers off, the plucker. And then we've got our pot going to dunk our chickens in or ducks in, which we've got to get up to, I think it's 140 degrees, 180 degrees, something like that. I'll get it correct in a second. And of course Rob has our hose hooked up right here for a rinsing station. And I'm going to be here at the evisceration station. Got my paring knives ready at the table, and I'm just missing my bucket to put the yuck stuff. But I'm going to have Rob go get that for me since I'm a little out of commission today. And then we also need a pot or a bucket to put like the liver in and the hearts, because I like to save those, not for myself, I'm not a big fan of those, but save them for the pigs. All the guts will go to the pigs. Here comes Rob. What I did forget to show you are 2 large coolers off to the side that are filled with ice that we plunge the chickens in once they are clean. We're going to be putting the chicken wrangler in the house. Where'd she go? I don't know. Okay, right here, Rob is placing our chicken into the butchering cone. You don't necessarily have to have a butchering cone, but they're very helpful. They swaddle the birds and make them feel secure as they're hanging upside down. Yes, I know. But you want it to sit here like this for about 3 minutes. It helps the blood to pool down. And then you're going to take your fillet knife, and Rob is going to cut through the jugular vein on the side of the neck, which this is a very humane way to do this. And then we let all the blood drain out. Don't we have to have the hose hooked into the plucker? Well, as you can see, Rob has brought me a chicken and it's gone through the plucker, and they come out very clean. That thing is amazing. I don't know how you do it without a plucker. So here I'm removing the head, and then I'm going in and I am just loosening up the esophagus and the crop. It just makes the rest of the process easy, because once you go in to remove the viscera, you can just pull it all out at once. As I'm doing this, Rob has several other birds going in the process. So right now he has one in the scalding tank, getting ready to go into the plucker. I'm removing the feet, and actually there is not one piece of this bird that's going to go to waste. The feet we will bag up and also freeze, and they will be used to make bone broth. Right here I'm removing the preening oil gland. You don't want that on your bird. Just trying to get it extra clean. Our birds were a smaller breed than the Cornish crosses, and so we let them stay out in the pasture for 2 extra weeks. They're 10 weeks old, and they had started to get their pin feathers in. Okay, so I'm going to make an incision here below the breastplate and above the anus, and you don't want to ever stick your knife directly in. You're just sliding it across this skin area here, because you don't want to puncture any organs. And also what I'm doing right here is I am separating the organs from the fat, so I can get my hand in, and I just kind of go in, and I just go in one side and I scoop under them, and I'm going to just pull them all out in one pull. Smaller chicken, big hands. It's a little more difficult than the Cornish crosses, but they come clean. Once I get that crop loose, then I'm going to be able to pull it out. You see, I don't really have it undone, so it's just taking me a little bit longer than usual. There we go. Oh, there we go, finally. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is carefully cutting around, there's no other way to put it, but the butthole of the chicken, being careful not to puncture through the intestine. And then I'm just going to take all of the viscera and I'm going to put it in the bucket that we have under the table. I'm separating the liver and the heart out right there and putting it into the bowl on the table. The liver and the heart we save, we sell to folks, or we give it to our dogs or to the pigs. I'm going to need you to... Now, the bucket I have under the table with all the entrails, we actually are taking and we're placing in our garden, in our mulch, so it'll break down and give us richer soil. Then I'm going to have Rob take the chicken that I've just cleaned, and I'm going to have him rinse it out and plunge it into the ice. Yeah, I need you to wash this chicken off. Okay, 1 down and 90 more to go. Oh, goodness. table will be rinsed between every bird. You know, we're trying to keep everything clean with no cross-contamination.
There we go. That's what I was trying to get. Alright, can you wash this pretty bird off? Yeah. I need to wash this table off.
Well, as you can see, we are in hyperlapse. Man, I wish we could butcher birds as fast as this, because it would take us no time at all. This is a time-consuming process because you do want to get it right. But we did this for about 6 hours on Saturday. And I think we got about 40 birds done. And then we started it again on Sunday on Mother's Day, and we did the rest, which was about 60 more birds plus 8 ducks. We currently right now are empty nesters, you know, which means all of our kids have moved out of the house. We have 4 children, so we are basically doing this on our own. Our daughter Evelyn came to help us, and you'll see her later on in the video. And then on Mother's Day, our oldest daughter Sarah came, and she also was a huge help. We couldn't have done it without them. I think we would still be butchering today. That was 100 birds is a lot. But we are so grateful for our kids that came to help in this process. I have to say, our boys would have been there too, but they both had to work on Sunday. So next time, boys, y'all got to be here. You put the water in there. As you can see here, today we're butchering ducks. So we only had 8 of them, thank goodness, because they are not as easy as the chickens to butcher. The feathers just don't want to come out as easily. And again here, we are putting the duck into the butchering cone. And from here, it will go into the scalding tank. Now in the scalding tank, we do put some natural soaps in there because ducks need the soap and the boiling water to break down the oils that they have in their feathers so that they'll come out easier in the plucking machine. And we do keep the duck in the scalder for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Ducks are a little tougher than the chickens. They can take a lot longer process in the water, and we do tug on the feathers to see if they're coming loose. And then they go into the plucker, and they go into the plucker for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They can take a little bit more of a beating because they have a lot of fat on them. Now when they come out of the plucker, they still have their real fine downy feathers left on them, and so you'll have to get those cleaned off. Some people will use paraffin wax to then dip them in to remove these fine feathers, but we really don't have that many, but we're going to be plucking them off by hand because we did not set up a wax station for them. So you can see here I'm going to remove the head and put it in the bucket under the table.
No, Bernard.
You hear Sarah talking to Bernard. That is her dog. He has been tearing around the yard, but he's just so curious. So here we are just plucking away at all these teeny microscopic little feathers. And I think, honestly, these don't make a hill of beans. I believe they'll just cook off. And we may just leave them for whoever takes this duck to pick off if they want to. But I think they'll just cook off in the oven. Okay, now you see I'm dressing the duck. And in doing it, it's just like we did with the chickens. However, ducks do have a higher fat content. And the fat content of a duck is very valuable. So you don't want to cut away any of that fat. Here you see our beautiful daughters. They're helping us out. We've set up a table where all three of us can work together just to make this process go a little faster. And again, I wish we could do it in this hyperlapsed, because Lord, this was a long day. We worked until nearly, I think 7:30 or 8 o'clock that night, getting all the birds done. As with the chickens, we also save the liver and the hearts, and the viscera gets put in the bucket underneath the table, which ends up in our garden. Although the last 2 days have been very hard work, we now have a year's worth of meat in our freezer that we can now share with family and friends. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again next time. So until then, thank you so much. Bye for now.